This presentation is on relational leadership change management and a requirement for OL 576 strategic change management class. Relational leaders through ethical processes are people that attempt to accomplish positive change. Leadership is a process of social construct. The RLT considers attributes of individuals, inclusive of people, diverse points of view, empowers those involved, interpersonal relationships, relational ontological perspectives, work together like a community, and commitment to common purpose, which is comparable to leadership exchange theory, LMX. The diagram is relational leadership theory applied to organizations as a community for purposeful, inclusive, empowering, ethical process orientated change. Leadership is always dependent on the context established by relationships. The RLT is missing a negligible view of elements from the theoretical understanding in the areas of internal and external action considerations that are needed for change management. The internal task leadership actions in RLT are similar to Hill model for team leadership, which are goal focusing, structuring for results, facilitating decision-making, team training, coaching, interpersonal skills, collaborating, managing conflict and power, building commitment, i.e. Esprit de Corps, individual needs, ethical practice, and maintaining standards of excellence. External task leadership actions include networking and environmental functions. Internal external drivers that are not present include cultural considerations, course of actions, i.e. modus operandi, and issue identification needed for change, as you can see in the slide. In this slide, Rosenau, 1996, found basic principles into transformation to capitalize employees processing information to unfreeze old mindsets and create new ones in 4 stages and interventions. Change cannot be real until people understand the reasons for change, to craft appropriate new terms for needed change. Through RLT, the capacity to contract effectively involves information and skills to make relationships stronger. Measuring relational ties, e.g. formation, consequences, processes, and dynamics, where social capital can be developed, evolved, and renewed. Relational constructivism in this diagram is calling for a change in leadership that switches the thought of leaders as a person to leaders as a process. The influential acts of organizing which contribute to structuring interactions and relationships. The organizational reality is understood as an emergent reflection of socially constructed realities and constant change. The realities of leadership in relational constructivism are interpreted within the network of relations and are designed on the basis of collectively generating knowledge about organizational realities, where decisions and actions embedded in sense-making and attribution processes where social interdependence emerge by reframing organizational realities. In this slide is presented the gaps in the literature, as the previous research on relational leadership theory has systematically omitted issues in social dynamics, aesthetic leadership, laws of interaction, and internal and external change and the course of action needed for change management. Appreciative inquiry can advance relational leadership, research to discover what is working in the areas of change management. And action research can support relational research to identify the actions needed to change management within complex adaptive systems in organizational relationship, structure, and process. What is known is the concentration of previous literature on RLT is the interpretation of complex relational aspects within organizations, excluding the social, cognitive, interaction, and environmental factors, creating a gap in literature. What is known and what is not known is the dynamics of how relationships are formed in organizations. Relational details of leadership are covered in previous research. However, the process of organizing is lacking. Relational leadership complexity. Complex systems are neither stable or predictable or consistently chaotic. They include agents, people, organizations, or systems that interact with each other with unpredictable outcomes. Change resistance. The area of change resistance can occur with RLT in resisting relationships. Resistance is focused on behavior in action and inaction and can include aggression and frustration, which can cause undesirable behaviors with acts of commission and omission. Changing resistance in relational dynamics can be successful when individuals change their daily patterns of interaction. Engaging individuals and listening to their needs creates general positive feelings that may turn resistance into support. In this slide, relational leadership attitudes. Relational leaders need to be aware of the attitudes and behaviors that create organizational change and resistance. Through embracing diversity and differences, organizations can accept and understand individual values, attitudes, behavior, intentions that result in behavioral decisions. Three dimensions of attitudes include cognitive, emotional, and intentional, referring to individual beliefs, attitudes, emotional dimensions of individual feelings, moods, emotions, sympathetic nervous system activity relating to experiences. The value action gap diagram, responsible for values and do not lead to responsible behavior, and we can ask ourselves why. Values have the value system, individual values, collective values, conservation values, attitudes, products, or situational, specific attitudes concerning responsibility, issues, content, and strength of the attitude. Behavioral intention compromises in the responsible behavior, decisions, e.g. price, availability of their products, characteristics, behavior aspects of the attitude. And then you have behavior decisions. In this final slide, you'll see relational change management. As summary of globally and locally, relational leaders can manage change within the context of relationship building. The understanding of RLT's impact on individual change leaders through global change can impact organizational change in the areas of internal and external action for change, behavior and diversity awareness, understanding of issues needing change. The impact of RLT can positively impact organizational change initiatives through integration of mergers and acquisitions, succession planning, and reorganization. The dimensions associated with effective relational processes are respect, recognition, responsiveness, and responsibility. In closing, thank you.